Okay, I have a review, this time for a portable Bluetooth speaker. It's called the Venstar Taco. That's because it has a taco shape. I'll go more into that in a minute. It comes in two models, red and black, or kind of like a grey and black. This red one, even though I normally tend to go for sort of white and black type of things, mostly like white because I quite like Apple products, I actually really like this red and black. It looks really sharp, it looks really nice. This is actually not just your standard cheap speaker, portable speaker. It is actually quite advanced. It has kind of a, perhaps not a really accurate surround sound effect, but it tries to have a kind of a surround sound effect with a subwoofer, and I'll go into details a bit in a second. Let's have a look at the box. Now you probably can't see it very well on the video, but there is some symbols down the bottom here. Now let's see what it says. You have NFC. And NFC is kind of, I guess, the easy way to look at it is it's similar to Bluetooth. You just tap it. You kind of pair the two devices. You tap it onto the device you want to send the music or whatever to. Then you have surround. It is surround. It has a built-in microphone, so you can use it as a hands-free kit. And it has 2x2, and what I'll explain that in a minute. It says taco shape, maximizes the sound quality and energy efficiency. Dual acoustic chambers and radiators deliver the ultimate sound and ultimate bass. Better battery life, supports 8+ hours of battery life, so you can use this for 8+ hours while recharging it, which is great. Plus, as I mentioned before, it has Bluetooth operation and NFC function, which allows much easier operation. Let's turn the box around. In fact, I have to turn it upside down. Okay, now here we have some more specs. Now let's have a look. You probably can't read it on the screen, but it says it has a CSR stereo chipset. Power supply is DC 5V, 500 milliamp. Its battery capacity is 1400 milliamp. It has audio drivers. So audio drivers are basically speakers. It has two 40mm 3-watt speakers RMS, two 45mm passive radiators. So that's 4 audio drivers altogether in here. It's not just your typical portable speaker which has 1 or 2 audio drivers or speakers, and it does have 4 altogether. As I mentioned earlier, it has a microphone built in, frequency 80 Hz to 20,000 kHz. It's wireless operation using Bluetooth 4.0, and 4.0 is quite a recent Bluetooth model, version number, up to 100 meters, so you can use its Bluetooth wirelessly up to 100 meters. And it, like I say, NFC communication. Its dimensions are, let me see if I can read this. Its height is 63, width 210, and it's 65mm thick, its dimension, and it weighs 300 grams. Their website, by the way, is iDeaUSA.com. Now on the sides and back there isn't much. All there really is on this side. Let me just turn it over and focus. Hopefully I'm focused on it right. It's hard to see when I'm using a small screen on my camera. But on the side it just has a picture on the left of the red and black model, which this is, and then on the right the grey and black model to show the two different colours that are available. Okay, I'm going to unbox it a sec. Basically, you just lift it up like that, just pulls up. Now inside you see there's 2 main compartments. One isn't so obvious and one is. You have a big compartment here, and as you can see, you don't just see the speaker. That is because which quite surprised me. I wasn't aware of this before until I first opened this to try it out. But it does come with a carry pouch. It's actually quite a nice, thick, quite sturdy, tough carry pouch, and that does make sense because this is meant to be mostly to be used as a portable device. So if you're going out in the car, you're going out somewhere to, let's say, work or whatever, you can take your speaker to use alongside your mobile phone, whatever, and it's nice and portable, and it even comes with a carry pouch. Of course, even if it didn't, you could make do, but the fact of the matter is it comes with quite a nice quality carry pouch. I'll show it to you in a bit more detail in a minute. Then I'm not sure if you can see, but on the left there's a little black compartment. You lift the lid up, and underneath you'll find a free 3.5mm audio cable. So if you don't want to use this device portably, if you don't want to use Bluetooth to save the battery a little bit more, or of your device such as your smartphone or whatever, or you are plugging this into something which has a 3.5mm audio jack but it doesn't have Bluetooth capability, you can. There is a port on the bottom which is actually a bit of a problem, and I'll explain that later on. It's the only sort of problem this really has, but I'll explain that later. And it comes with a small, not very long, but you don't need it to be long, but it comes with quite a short length USB mini cable to power it when your battery's low, or to charge it, or to use it and charge it at the same time. So let's take a bit of a closer look. Now here is the case. It is red and grey. It does say Venstar Taco on it, so it is branded. It's not just some sort of wholesale thing. It is branded. And here we have a little thing to strap it onto your bag or whatever here as well as a zip. And we can open it and reveal the speaker inside. We do have a very basic manual here as well. I won't even bother showing it too much. It doesn't really tell you a lot. Now, I want to first draw attention to one little design, what I kind of consider a little design flaw, and one thing which I think should be mentioned on the box or in the leaflet that isn't. I've looked at YouTube videos of other people who have bought this or have been given it to review or whatever, and on YouTube they don't sit it like this. Now I'm sitting it with the red facing up, the buttons such as the power button and the logo are facing up in the air, with the black bits facing forward and back. I think you can probably see well enough how I've got it set here. There's your buttons, and I have it facing upwards. Now, I've seen on YouTube videos that people do not have it sitting like this. They are not aware of how to use it, because the audio does not come out of the red bits like it first may look, and you'd think because of how the logo is and the buttons, they should be facing forward towards you, like on a lot of devices. They actually face upwards. So a lot of people presume, and this is how it's actually looking on the box to show it, and I get why they do it, but they have it sitting like this. Now people have it sitting like that, and that in a way does look more correct, because the logo is facing the correct angle, the correct way. You can read it correctly. It's not facing upwards. The buttons are all facing in the right direction. It looks like that front face plate should be facing forwards towards you. But that isn't how you use this. You use it like it is a taco that you're going to eat. If you are eating one of these, well, not this literally, of course, but if you're eating a taco, you hold it in your hand with the middle section with all the innards or whatever facing kind of upwards, which is what you can look at the red. The red is where the food would be. So you'd have it facing up in the sky, like I had it a minute ago, and that's how you'd eat it, and that's how you use this device. Because it may be placed like this on the box, and that's because just so you can see on the box all the controls, etc. But that isn't how it's meant to be used, because the audio does not come out of the red bits. The audio does not come out here and here like it may look. It comes out here, and it comes out of here. So the trouble is, if you have it placed like this, that's how you're meant to use it, and that's fine. But if you have it sitting with the controls facing forward, like I just had it before I moved it, the trouble is the speakers don't come out, the audio does not come out of the red piece, it comes out of the black areas. And so the audio is coming directly out of here and back here. And so if you have it facing like this, the audio is just being blocked by the table or whatever you have it placed on, and the audio will sound muddy and thick, and it will sound like it's got terrible audio quality, which it does not. That's because one of its main two speaker areas there, one of its two speaker grills, is being blocked by the table. You must have it sitting like this, like you're eating it, so the audio is not blocked, it's coming out of both of the black sides, fine. But the problem is, a lot of people look at the box and they presume, because of the way it's on the box, you would have the audio controls facing forward, and that's how it's meant to sit, even though it's not how you'd eat it. Well, I think they should have made it more clear. Even if they don't put it on the box, this is the way you must place it on your desk. I think in the manual, they should have had, make sure you place it with the controls facing upwards. So I think it should really have it in the diagram, on the picture, in the manual. You know, they should have the diagram facing the correct way upwards and with a little caption basically just sort of telling you that's how it's meant to sit. Because I think a lot of people are doing it wrong, and that it may even possibly, I'm not sure, but it could even damage the speaker because it's been blocked and it's trying to get the sound out and it's not able to, and it's sort of backfiring. Now, you hold down the power button, which is the button on the far right when you're looking at it, for a few seconds, and it makes a bit of a blip blip noise and comes on. Then you can go, this isn't really a tutorial so I won't demonstrate it, but you then go to your phone or to your MacBook or your laptop or whatever and go to the Bluetooth settings in your options, and you find where it says Taco speaker, I think it was called, hit pair, and that's pretty much all you need to do. Just depending upon the operating system, etc. You may also have to go to your sound settings where there's a list of different devices and select it from the list just to make sure. But once you do it once, it should be pretty much a case of just turning your speaker on next time and using it. So let's just hit the on button. There we go. Kind of made a little bit of a bleep bleep. It flickered blue and quite solid for a few seconds. Now it's just sort of flickering a blue light very steady. Now, if you have this turned off and you have the USB cable in just to charge it, it will have a very faint red light there instead to show that it's getting power and it is charging. Now I'm just going to go to my MacBook Pro and I'm going to stream across to the speakers some royalty-free music I found on a website. Bear in mind two things first. Even though I'm trying to demo the speakers, the audio quality I'm using right now is not great. I'm using the built-in audio on my DSLR, iDeaUSA, and the trouble is that it has very, very sort of tinny, hollow audio. Unfortunately, I just went to use my external audio recorder that I normally would use, but the batteries are dead. I'm going to have to get some more. In fact, I should have rechargeables somewhere. But for now I'm using, unfortunately, not great audio quality, and also because I wanted to use royalty-free music so my video didn't get taken down or anything like that, the audio quality might not be the greatest songs, might not be the greatest music, but I'm just going to demo it just to show you it works and give you a general idea. But if it doesn't sound great, don't think that's a speaker, and I'll give you my opinion separately. Well, yeah, unfortunately, actually, those bits of music aren't really heavy on the kind of boomy, bassy sounds, things like that I was hoping to actually demonstrate. That's a pity, because when I've played some actual professional, proper songs, well, not these aren't proper music, but you know what I mean. When I've used some big kind of named songs on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever that are really crystal clear, they sound great on the speaker, they do, even if it didn't sound like it to you listening through the terrible microphone on my camera. It does sound good quality, does sound pretty even with, at least pretty even clarity with the audio from my MacBook Pro. And one thing it's definitely better on is the bass, because you don't really hear quite that sort of boomy effect with the bass on my MacBook laptop, but from this device you definitely hear more of a boomy effect to the bass. It's definitely louder, clearer bass, definitely much better bass than on the built-in laptop. Plus that is, of course, using an expensive MacBook, which I'm sure is going to have decent speakers and audio quality, and if you're using a laptop that's much cheaper, or at least even a little bit cheaper, you might not have that same quality anyway, so it's going to be a bigger difference. Plus, a lot of people are going to be using this device along with a smartphone, and I'm sure compared with a smartphone, it's going to be definitely a lot better, certainly in the bass, if nothing else. So then when you want to turn it off, you do the same as you do to turn it on. You hold it down. You don't just press it, you hold it down for a few seconds. And let go. You wait till you hear that bloop 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 noise. Once it's made that little noise, you can let go and it's off, and you'll notice there's no LED light, so you know it's off, unless you have it plugged in. What about bad points? Well, there's only that slight suggestion with using an image on the box or in the diagrams with the manual of how to place the device, because a lot of people get this wrong. The only other thing is, if you want to use this plugged into a 3.5mm audio jack, or you want to use it while it's charging via USB, the placement of those ports are bad. They are on the bottom, right on the bottom, which, if you're using this like a taco, if you have it sitting like you should be, like I am now, the ports are on the bottom, which is where the desk is. And so what happens is, if you want to uncover it, plug in the USB and use it while it's charging, it is going to end up having to sit like that, because the audio ports are in the back here. They're under this here. And so when you have it plugged in, it can't sit like that. It has to sit the wrong way, like this, blocking the speaker, because the cables are shoved there. Even if you try and sit it like that, it does tilt up at least partly. So the placement of the audio jack and the USB cable is really bad. That's the only flaw I found with this device. Is if you want to use it with a 3.5mm audio jack, which in fairness, most people won't. Most people are going to be using either NFC or Bluetooth. But if you do, it's very hard to use it while blocking one of the speakers, which is what I've just explained earlier in the video. You really, really do not want to do. Plus, a lot of the time, I personally want to use it while it's getting a bit of a charge, even if it's not completely flat, the battery. I want to have it charging and use it at the same time. And you can do that, but again, because of the placement of the audio, the USB port, it is going to have to tilt forward, covering the speaker, which I don't like doing. It's not really good for it. Plus, you're not going to get a very good sound quality. So really, the audio and the USB port should either be on top, or on the left side, the right side, or the black back side of it here. It shouldn't be underneath where you have to place it on a table, because then you can't use it plugged in, or if you do, it's tilted right over with the buttons facing forward, blocking one of the speakers, which isn't ideal and certainly isn't very good. So that is the only design flaw I've really seen with this. It's a nice shape, nice colour, really well done, good audio quality, good bass, nice and portable, comes with a nice portable, sturdy case. Well, sturdy's the wrong word, but nice and thick, looks like it can probably be somewhat waterproof, not entirely waterproof, they don't say that, but it can probably withstand a decent showering in the rain if you're walking holding it. And it's a really nice quality case, so it makes it extra portable. Just you have the design flaw of the ports being on the bottom, and that means you have to lift the speaker up over onto the side that it's not meant to be used on. Other than that, if it wasn't for the bad design choices with the audio and USB ports, it would be maybe even a 5 out of 5, especially for the price. It's around $37 in the US, I think about $29.99 or $29.95, around about £30 in the UK. Nice, affordable Bluetooth speaker, which isn't just like most Bluetooth speakers. It is, they have gone a little extra mile with it. It has 4 audio drivers altogether, plus hand-free kit, Bluetooth and NFC. So for £30, about just under $40, It's a really, really good quality speaker for the price. It's just a pity about the choice of where they've put the charging and audio ports. It really lets the whole thing down. But I'd still maybe even give this 4 out of 5. It's really good for the price. So thanks for watching. Please like and comment on this video, and if you could do me a huge favour and subscribe, as it only takes you a few seconds and will help me out a lot. Thanks for watching.